quoting, because right here is just product selection. Like, hey, are we going with like short-term medical because they're super healthy, they make 500 grand a year, don't qualify for a subsidy, they got a family of 6, don't take any meds, and their premium will be $3,000 a month with no tax credit. Hey, listen, I'm about to give you my 10-step perfect sales system, and the important thing with this is that you follow it every single time. Don't do what I've done so often, right? You get lazy, you don't have to go, you think you can skip a step, and you still close the sale only to have that policy canceled 2 weeks later. You know, the expression goes, easy come, easy go, and the same is true if you're skipping steps just to get that sale closed. Then you get that phone call 2 weeks, they didn't understand the policy, something didn't make sense, boom, canceled, now you're getting a charge back, right? You gotta follow these steps, right? There's 10 steps, I've got 9 here. If you stay till the end, I'll give you the 10th as a bonus, right? The first step, okay, in the perfect sales system, it's obvious, okay, but so many agents, they lose right here before they even get started because they don't nail the greeting or the opener, right? And the important thing with this, I think, is to have a good attitude before you get on the phone, right? Make sure that you check yourself and you're aware of the fact that, hey, listen, I'm gonna get a lot of no's, but somebody's gonna say yes, right? And you're fired up, you're excited. I have a stand-up desk right here. I'll sit when I'm doing busy work, right? Non-money-making activities, which I try to avoid, as you should too. But then I stand when I'm making calls. Like when I'm ready to get after it on the phones, I'm standing. Right? Because I'm going to be moving around. I'm going to be, I'm going to get fired up. Maybe I'll do 10 jumping jacks before I hit the phones, but you got to have a good attitude and you got to crush the opener. Okay. Number 2, and we're going to break these all down in future videos. I'm not going to go into great depth on what each step entails, but I'll go through the 10 steps with you. Number 2, the second step in this is after you've nailed the opener, you're starting to have a conversation. You've identified that this is somebody that you might be able to help. Now you're doing the fact finding. Okay, what's fact finding? This is zip code, date of birth, who they're covering, what they're happy about and what they're not happy about. And then this ties into the third step. And the reason why I separated these out is so that because so many, and I put a star and I'll put another star. So many agents screw this part up. Number 3 is the current plan info, right? So your fact finding can be things like zip code, date of birth, that kind of stuff, who they're covering. But you've got to get into the current plan info, right? If you don't know what they currently have, how can you improve on it, right? You don't know. You don't know if what you're offering or what you have to offer is going to improve on what they have if you don't know what they have. And I tell you, I talk to agents every day, okay, new agents usually coming on board. Hey, I got a lead. Yes, right? That's awesome. Tell me about the lead. Well, she's 36 and she has coverage now. She's paying $500 a month and she's not real happy with it. Okay, is it a zero deductible plan? Is it a higher deductible plan? Is it with Blue Cross? Is it with United? Who's the coverage with? Tell me about it, right? Find out the current plan info. That's so important because you're going to use that as leverage to hopefully sell that policy, right? When you've improved on their benefits, right? We've got to know their current plan info. Number 4, product selection. And again, I've separated this from quoting because right here is just product selection. Like, hey, are we going with like short-term medical because they're super healthy, they make 500 grand a year, don't qualify for a subsidy, they got a family of 6, don't take any meds, and their premium will be $3,000 a month with no tax credit. Or are they making $50,000 a year with a family of 4 that would qualify for a free or very low premium plan on the marketplace, right? So product selection is going to tell you, am I going short-term medical? Am I going limited medical? Or am I going ACA? Okay. Product selection is very important. We want to put our clients in a good spot, obviously. Number 5 is then the quote, right? Once you know the direction that you're going, right, then you can run the quotes. And the reason why it's important to determine the product is because you can give them a little bit of, you can kind of do some trial closes before you've ever even sent a quote. Like, hey, listen, if I could save you 30 or 40% on a plan that is going to give you a PPO network and, a lot more affordable premium, that makes sense to you, right? You can do some trial close if you know kind of the direction that you're going. And then if they ask you, well, it depends, what's the name of the carrier? Well, sir, or well, ma'am, I work with all the carriers. As a broker, I've got access to all your options, so I can shop all the plans to find you the best coverage at the best price, right? So right now, I'm not sure who the carrier is. Just want to find out a little bit more about your situation. Then we can determine the carrier and the plan specifics, right? So product selection is going to give you a little bit of leverage, right? The quote is going to be something that I would recommend not sending too far in advance of the appointment, right? We want our clients to have a good understanding of the product, but they're going to get that through the appointment, okay? So number 5, running quotes, okay? You're running quotes, you're finding a way to improve on their current plan, okay? Number 6 is setting the appointment. You know, I always say to my agents, to agents, new agents on the training we do twice a month, you're not just calling to follow up. You're not just calling to send some quotes. You're calling to either run an appointment or set an appointment. Every single call, you're either setting an appointment, right? I don't care if it's the first time you've ever talked to that person. If it's the first time you talk to them, you're setting a follow-up appointment, right? So you're setting the appointment to then number 7, the presentation. 6, appointment. 7, presentation. This is where the money is made, and you've got to practice your presentation. If you're having trouble with the presentation, we've done a few videos on the 3 things that every good health insurance presentation must include. Check that out. This is again where the money's made, right? This is where the money's found, right? You're finding the money in this qualifying section. You're making the money in the presentation, application, close, right? So number 7, presentation. You're going to set the expectation when you're setting the appointment that, hey, listen, I need you in front of your computer, 20 to 30 minutes. We're going to go through all of the coverage options that I have prepared for you. When is good for you? Is it first thing tomorrow, or later this afternoon, or first thing tomorrow morning, right? You're trying to set that appointment as close to the time you're calling them as possible, right? If you're talking to them in the morning, hey, is later this afternoon or first thing tomorrow morning, right? Trapdoor A, trapdoor B. Later this afternoon, first thing tomorrow morning. If they say, well, maybe next week, I don't set appointments for next week. Hey, listen, I work with a lot of busy people. I'm a busy person. And I know that if we set an appointment for next Wednesday, right? It's only Monday. We set an appointment for next Wednesday. I can't guarantee something's not going to come up for me. And I'm sure as busy as you are, sir, something might come up for you. So how about if I check in with you on Monday? How about if I follow up with you on Monday to set an appointment for next week, right? Then you're not wasting setting an appointment 7 days out, 10 days out for somebody that does not show up. Now, the exception to that rule, and again, we'll do a more in-depth appointment setting video. And hey, by the way, if any of these steps you're struggling with, I want you to throw in the comments and let me know, because these are things that we can greatly elaborate on. Every single one of these is, you could teach on for hours, right? They're very, very important steps. But the exception to that rule of setting the appointment a week or 10 days out is if they're someone that seems to be very organized, very, like they keep all of their appointments in a notebook or on the computer or whatever. Like, hey, if they say, hey, next Wednesday at 5, does that work good? Okay, hey, listen, did you just look at your calendar for that? Is that time blocked out? Or how organized is that person before you set the appointment for 7 to 10 days out, right? Number 8, application, right? This is a given. If you've done a good presentation, you're going to get into that application, which equals a close, which equals money in your pocket, which equals a client in a better position, all good things. Closing is a service, right? Closing is a service. It's not a yucky thing. It's not a thing that slimy salespeople do. It's not what those door-to-door salesmen do. Closing is a service. I'm going to put you in a better spot, ma'am or sir, whatever it is. We're going to close that deal. And then this last one, okay, number 10, to just round this out, is the one that I think that most agents screw up. Most agents don't do this. Most agents are missing the boat when it comes to that. Number 10, follow up. Follow up right? There's more money to be made on that follow-up, okay? Who do they know that you need to talk to? It's been 30 days, Mr. Smith. It's been 30 days, Miss Betty, since we enrolled you in that plan. I just wanted to check back in with you, see how things were going. Oh, it's been great. We're so happy paying $300 less a month. It's awesome. Awesome, Miss Betty. You know what? Most people out there, they don't realize that they have options through a broker like myself. I would love if you could connect me with a couple of people you know that might be in the same situation as you were, right? As a service, right? Some people will talk about, what do you how much do you pay for referrals and things like that? I'm telling you, if you do this right, if you do this follow-up right, you won't have to pay your clients referral fees. They'll want to refer you because they feel like they're helping their friend out and they're helping you out and you help them out, right? People want to help people. That's why we started this channel, right? People naturally, inherently, if they're good people, want to help people. Enlist your clients to help you by following up. Right? Don't skip that step. Follow these 10 steps. Do not skip them ever. No exceptions. Memorize them. Stick to it. Do not ever skip a step and you'll close more deals. Hey, listen, I get it. Maybe you're watching this video and you haven't even gotten your license yet. You're thinking about getting in the insurance industry. You just don't know what to do. Check out this video right here. It's called Getting Started in Insurance, Everything You Need to Know.